Hello Libra, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So Libra, we're going to look at the next 4 months, well I guess the last 4 months of 2022 for you. September, October, November, December. I know we're already in September as I'm doing this, but you know it's still early. So we're going to use the Moonology deck. That was funny. This Gemini energy has been coming around a lot. Either communication is key or the answers you need are coming. It's almost like sometimes when I do readings, I have like a theme card in the deck, and that's that. So you got that at the bottom. The Energy Oracle deck I've got as well. And then I thought, let's put a little bit of magic into it. Let's use the Wizard's Tarot. That's funny. And you have the Magician at the bottom, and I have the teeny tiny Everyday Witch deck. So let's get started. I'm breathing a little funny because I pulled a muscle when I was exercising this morning. I don't know how I did it. I find I'm doing that now. I don't know if anyone else there is also like 50 plus, but I swear like I never used to really sprain any muscles working out ever since I turned 50. Everything is going downhill. All right, Libra, starting with the Moonology deck. September, October, November, and December for Libra. September, October, November, December for Libra. The next 4 months, the remaining 4 months for Libra. September, adjustments are required. 3rd quarter moon. So something changes around you, or you realize that you need to change, or a little bit of both, and you need to, whatever goals that you're going after, something happens here. You make some sort of a switch, a change. You see things differently. You know, this is a really interesting card. I'm getting like sort of a reality shift. I mean, it could be something a little bit like cosmic in terms of a reality shift. I think it's a reality shift in your perspective about something, though, is what that feels like. So October, work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Whatever the change is, perhaps it's a change in a direction where you haven't been before. Or I'm also getting, it's kind of stirring up maybe some feelings from the past about something. Actually, yeah, even thinking about that with Scorpio energy. Like something from the past, something that's kind of like buried inside of you, it could trigger. Like maybe something happens in September, and you're like, oh dear, I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to change my schedule, or I'm going to have to change my plans, or I'm going to, yeah. And you're thinking, oh, I know, well, you know, whenever this happens, you know, so I don't know if October, but I don't know that that's warranted, because it's always like working through our fears is finally getting past some sort of a stumbling block. November, take time to breathe out. What are you dealing with the last 4 months here? I think you're a little bit worried about something in October, to be honest. Let's see where this goes. December, meditate and contemplate. New moon in Pisces. All right, this looks like something happens, I feel like in the physical, like in your day-to-day life somehow, in September. And in October, it kind of like stirs a bit of worry in you. And you've got to kind of ground yourself and get your head wrapped around this. And then when you get into this Pisces energy in December, I feel like you're almost, like December feels like the month where you kind of like, this is all settled, whatever that was. You feel settled, at least. You feel kind of settled. Meditate and contemplate. It could be kind of redirecting or kind of trying to find the new direction, because something changes here. Oh, it certainly does. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node is at the bottom. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. So whatever's about to change around you, it's kind of like for your greater good in the future, but it's getting you beyond, you have to move out of a comfort area. You really do. Adjustments required. Work through your fears. But there's prosperity ahead if you can get through this. So let's keep going here. Let's add the Energy Oracle deck. Libra, September, October. Oh, man. Ow. I think I'm being clumsy right now. Okay. September, you have the 7th chakra. You have the 7th chakra in September. Adjustments are required. You're looking for some sort of an answer here. It could have something to do with, you know, like your spiritual path or course. I feel like we need to keep shuffling here. September, October, November, December. I guess October, November, December. September is your 7th chakra. October is your heart chakra, your 4th chakra. Oh. Now I see, especially with the North Node. It's like in September, your North Node is tugging on you in September. Kind of like what you're destined to do something. You're really feeling that. Maybe you're getting like little synchronistic messages are popping up around you. You have a feeling, or maybe there's an idea that stirs inside your mind, and you can't let it go. But maybe you've been doing things up to this point that weren't really on course with that, and you're feeling it. You're feeling it in September. There's something to do here about opening up your heart, working through your fears in October. And in November, time to breathe out. Wow, the Sun. Actually, now that even feels an awful lot like, you know, holding your breath for a couple of months here. Or maybe October, and then you're like, oh, you kind of relax. Let's see where this goes. December. Look at all this chakra energy. The 1st chakra. And then I feel like that's where you're kind of starting to really move into this North Node. One of the things that I've recently taken on with the 1st chakra, somebody else had mentioned it somewhere, and I don't remember where, so I apologize for not giving kudos where kudos are deserved. But the 1st chakra being a place where we handle, we transform karmic energy. So like, and our nodes are all about karmic energy. You have cornucopia and all tied up. Door to personal healing is so many in the upright. It's been so many in the upright lately. It's crazy. Actually, it's insane. So we're going to go with door to personal healing. Actually, no, these 4. We're going to go with these 4. Cornucopia, all tied up, door to personal healing, and blossoming abundance. So the cornucopia is like the big prize here. It's really like feeling the abundance in your life and all aspects of your life. But you've got all tied up as if because there's one more thing that you need to do to heal. There's some sort of healing process here. But it feels more like the healing process has something to do with maybe your fears about moving into your future. Not so much about something from your past that you need to heal. It's something about your fears, your apprehension about the future. And then things start to blossom because you have to get to this before you can get to cornucopia. The other thing I wanted to point out here is that both your North Node and this 7th chakra are all in this beautiful violet purpley energy. What is this North Node for you? We're going to see that as we, oh, okay. I'm also getting, I was going to say as we pull out this tarot, I'm also getting something here about closing some things off for the past so that you can step into your North Node. So there's a bit of apprehension, and I think it's mostly about fears to do with your heart. So, for sure. September, October, November, December for Libra. September, the Page of Swords. There's something that you learn here. And when you learn it, you have to kind of adjust your thinking, adjust your strategy, adjust your plans. October, work through your fears, 4th chakra. The 9 of Wands. Now, I do feel like you're closing like some South Node energy off in the first part of these 4 months that we're talking about. And I feel like it's been like a long time coming. So this 9 of Wands, being kind of tired and worn out, is kind of what's driving the fear here. Like just the difficulties that we've encountered, that we all naturally encounter in life, are just driving this fear a bit about opening up your heart. But in November, it's as if you take that deep breath. You know, if you're afraid, you think about like if you're watching a horror movie or something really dramatic and you realize you're holding your breath. You ever watch like somebody diving or doing something going under ice and you realize you're not breathing with them? You're like holding your breath. But then in November, you take you let that breath out. You release that breath. So November, the 5 of Swords. I feel like you end something here. Boy, I'm really curious what that is. These may not even be necessarily tied into the same things in your life. That was really obvious in Virgo. So these could be different areas of your life here. So in November, you close something off, no matter how hard it is to do, with the 5 of Swords. And this is such a curious card, because this dude is walking away with these swords. He's got one guy tied up to a tree and gagged, and then the woman is dead. It's kind of creepy. So actually, it is kind of creepy. That's kind of going above and beyond whatever it takes to end something, isn't it? It feels like, though, with the Sun, it just feels as if there's something that you've been dealing with for quite some time. It's as if it's the final blow in something you've been trying to conclude. December. Well, the Hierophant. It's interesting. Meditate and contemplate. And with the 1st chakra, feeling like, right, you go from the 7th and then you end up in the 1st. So that's where I also feel like you are. So maybe you're getting in September, because you're closing something off in November. Maybe in September, you are kind of getting some information, whether that is like in a download, dream, meditative, even like things that you see and observe or hear with the Page of Swords. And you're making the adjustments that you need to do something in November. Because I feel like in December, like this is when you're more stepping into your North Node. So the first 3 months of this 4-month period feels like this is where you're closing off a South Node, something from your past, so that you can move into this Sun energy, so that you can actually discover the parts of yourself that you're meant to explore in this lifetime that you haven't really been touching on. And then in December, it feels like you're going into a new calling in some way here with the 1st chakra. It's like you've burned through some karma, and then you're reestablishing yourself on your karmic path, stepping into your North Node. The Hierophant is like a calling, like doing something that is your calling. And here this guy is like, he's teaching students. And with meditate and contemplate, it may be something more like you might want to be going into and doing something that has to do with like teaching healing, or don't know. Let's clarify too. This is really interesting energy. The Fool. Oh, there's your new beginning. Very Aquarian too. Very Aquarian. Like this does feel like that over here because it's like this looks kind of traditional, right? Well, although, I don't know, I never had a teacher show up dressed like that, but maybe for Halloween. I mean, it's kind of cool like that. I probably would have paid more attention if it was dressed up like that. But this is the part that makes it, like, maybe it's even just like dreaming about something that you want to do for yourself. Like taking the first steps really in anything is like imagining it first. If you can't imagine it, it doesn't exist in your mind. So how would you play it out? And that's, I know Pisces and Aquarius are always like, to me, kind of like that ethereal sort of energies. We're going to need to clarify. We're going to clarify here. You're definitely doing some, it's almost like footwork. I'm hearing footwork to close off something from your past here. And then you're walking into your North Node. Adjustments are required. Third quarter. The Six of Cups and the Star. This is about your calling. Gosh. It's about your calling. It's about your fame and notoriety. Yeah, what is that? That's like 10th house energy, fame and notoriety, like Capricorn. I don't know why that's coming through like that. Maybe there is something to do with it, but just Six of Cups and the Star. I'm just hearing like fame and notoriety with that. So something that you wish to achieve, something that you definitely want to bring into the, and these are both Aquarius energy, the Star and the Fool. Doing something in a really different way. Your soul's calling. And this is in a different way. Like this Hierophant and the Pisces energy are very, very different, but grounding that, like bringing it into the 3 dimension. Your 7th chakra. I really want to say like you're lit up in terms of inspiration, being in tune. Oh, the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. Something's blocking your passion, your love and passion. Something's blocking love and passion, whether that's in relationships or something that you want to do in your life here. And it's almost realizing you can't open one door without closing the other first. So there's a door here, right? Like you're stepping out of the South Node and going into the North Node. So you've got to close off a door here. The Page of Swords. I'm curious about this. It's like, is this... What are you learning here in September? The 7 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles. Something that just doesn't serve you anymore. And you've got, I mean, the 7 of Pentacles is literally like adjustments are required. So there's something that doesn't serve you anymore. And you're like the 5 of Pentacles either trying to get out of it. I want to say it's mimicking that because you have this 5 of Swords, like out of it at all costs, end it at all costs, whatever it takes. And then, it could be too, like you're just not feeling like you've found your place yet. You found your calling. You're where you want to be. There's something that's blocking you. And if you haven't figured out what it is yet, I really think you do in September. Because it enables you to make a new plan. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. The three of Pentacles. Is it interesting? Like work through your fears. And this could be like a work card. It could also be like teaching as well, or school, or going to school. There's one of the things I picked up here was re-educating yourself. So that could be something that you think about in December, is re-educating yourself. And that is going to take you in a new direction. Fourth chakra. The Knight of Pentacles and the Strength card. There's something that you have to work with others in October. And I don't know, it triggers some fears. I don't know why. Let's ask that. Why does this trigger some fears? Conflict. Well, there's the first thing. The Five of Wands. There's competing interests here. The King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. It's really specific, but it honestly looks like you're competing with other people for an opportunity. And it feels like, to me, this King of Pentacles, wait a second. You guys had that funny reading about, like, the village, the apes. So didn't you know? It's coming, there's a bit of that here. Because, okay, the first thing I'm noticing about the king, which I picked up yesterday with the Ten of Pentacles, is he's not sitting at the castle. He's not at the castle. It's so interesting. So whether this king is the one making a decision, like he could be seen as the boss, the executive, the CEO, you're working through some fears here about a challenge in October. But there's competing interests all around it. So you're not the only one involved. And I'm getting this feeling like, you don't want to get involved in, okay, what's coming into my head here is Survivor. I haven't watched it in years, and it's really funny that it's coming in. So I think it's actually quite meaningful, because it's, like I said, I haven't watched it in years. But, okay, Survivor to me, I always found had nothing to do with who was the most capable and really the most deserving to win it. And I think that's why I stopped watching it. I thought it just plays off of the worst parts of humanity most of the time. And maybe it's changed, but anyways. So, but yeah, that often seems to be the way to get to this, to win. I mean, this just feels like winning. The King of Pentacles with the Ace of Pentacles in your, or is it the Ace or the Page? It is the Ace. The Ace of Pentacles in your hand. There's like a political game here that you have to work through. And I see you in particular not wanting to be involved with this, but yet I feel on some level you are the most deserving for whatever this is. Because the minute you get in, you don't play this game, is how I would say that with the Five of Wands. So if you don't play the game, how do you win it? Or maybe that's your fear here, that you could be overlooked for something. And then you have the fourth chakra, right? Your heart chakra. And it's the Knight of Pentacles and the Strength card. Okay, now I see. I don't know that the heart and the fear are necessarily connected now that I'm looking at the clarifiers. Because I see you putting your heart into this. It will speak for itself. Because the Knight of Pentacles is steady, is methodical. It is getting the job done. It is not being flighty. It is being present when you need to be present and doing the hard work when maybe nobody else is willing to do it because they're too busy kissing the boss's ass. You know, like that's because this is what's going to happen in this dynamic. That's exactly what's going to happen in that dynamic. And you know what oh boy, what is going on? I really almost want to get advice for you. Because, okay, now I'm seeing you like, I don't see you as wanting getting into this political game, if that's what it is, some level, human politics. You see the person in the green? I see that as you. And you're focused on what you're creating here. You're focused on doing like the right thing. You're focused on, is this creation? What do you think, guys? Oh, they're not there because they've gone over here to participate in the bullshit game. I want to say too, with the energy that I see here, if this has something to do with work, accolades for yourself, reaching some achievement, I don't know where you are, so I don't know how it works, but I see like a lot of integrity with this fourth chakra, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Strength card. I see an enormous amount of integrity, because regardless of what is going on around you, it's like you know what the right thing is to do, and you do it, and you keep doing it, and you do it day and night, regardless of any superficial, I want to say reward. And I'm saying superficial because it is like a boss kissing energy right here. It's a total boss kissing energy, or butt kissing. Boss kissing. I don't know. Maybe you're kissing the boss. Somebody, maybe. Oh, I don't know. But the Knight of Pentacles and the Strength card, you just persevere. You know what your heart tells you to do, what the right thing is to do, and you show up and you do it. So I think that's pretty good. But then the Nine of Wands tells me this is not the quick way to the top. This is not the quickest way to the top. The Nine of Wands, the Page of Cups. It's still like your heart is invested here. What is going on? I need more with that. The Page of Cups, the Nine of Wands. Oh. What are you doing? I don't know. Well then. You have the Page of Cups, the Death card, the Chariot, and the Two of Swords. You are coming to a decision here. Or you're coming to a point in time where you feel like you need to make a decision. I don't know that you do in October. You're looking for a creative, either you're looking for a creative answer, you're looking through an answer in a creative way, or you're being hopeful about possibly choosing a slightly different direction. But you don't know where to go. I'll say that right now. The Chariot and the Two of Swords. I don't know. If you end this, you go this way or you go that way. I don't know. That's what you have here. Interesting. I am actually going to pull out any advice for Libra with this work through your fears. What's the advice for Libra? I haven't done this for anyone, but I find it to be quite interesting. The Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Seven of Cups. My goodness, you know, it's really, it's like exactly what I see you doing. Because you have the Ten of Pentacles, which could be the place, right? There's the king. Now the king is there at the castle in the throne. But there, the Knight of Cups. This is really almost like combining those two energies, your fourth chakra and the Knight of Pentacles, and being strong with it. But then you have the Seven of Cups. You are going to be, okay, I see in October that your moral fortitude in this will be challenged. Because you're going to question, it almost feels like you're going to question, am I denying myself some sort of success because of the path, the way that I've chosen to try to be successful? But the answer is right in front of you, because the cup that is most aligned with her hand and her vision is the cup with the heart in it. So that's the guidance. I don't know if you'll be rich and successful or get to the top of whatever it is you want with that. But that's, you know, Spirit doesn't care. Because Spirit is talking about your soul all the time. Like, what is your soul? You know, at the end of... So, I wonder about that. Like, what is the karma for that you are doing there? I don't know. The guidance is to be you, because you're showing up is you here. The guidance is to continue to be you. Take time to breathe out. November. like maybe you need that too, to reflect. Because there's something that you're wanting to move away from. The King of Wands, the High Priestess, and the Seven of Wands. I want to look at all of it as a whole. The Sun. King of Wands would definitely be looking for the Sun energy. The Ace of Swords. Truth and clarity and the knowing. No fog. The Five of Swords. It's like you cut it out at all costs. The King of Cups. The Queen of Pentacles. Interesting, right? The Queen of Pentacles has come out over there with the King of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like you get kind of anxious in November, wanting to know an answer for yourself. Like, where am I going? What is really my path here? What is my true destiny? Because I'm doing something from my heart. I'm doing the right things. I'm not deviating from my plan. If things need to be adjusted, I do that. What is... Look at that. Now I'm really being drawn to that as well. Look at how far out he is from the castle. You're moving further and further away from the castle. Whatever the castle represents. It could be a place of work, worship. Yeah. You're moving further and further away from the castle. I don't know if this is a mental thing, an emotional thing, or a physical thing, or all of the above. And I feel like the castle is the place where all this shit goes down. So I don't know. Yeah, you might get your knickers in a knot here a little bit. Like, I want to say a bit of anxiety. It's not coming up. I mean, I'm not seeing the Nine of Swords. It's maybe a bit of just like, ugh, when am I going to get the answers for this? Because here, the King of Wands, like really, the King of Wands really wants to move forward, really wants to take control over their life, really wants to do the things that drive them. You know, it's like the passionate expression, I would almost say, of what I see and hear. You know, like fulfilling this, making it whole, making it an archetype of itself. But with the High Priestess and the Seven of Wands, it's almost as if you can't have the answer right now. Take a deep breath and relax. But honestly, I feel like it's coming. Oh, it's almost like when you release it, that's when it comes in. Because then you have the Sun and the Ace of Swords. Five of Swords. Then we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. Are these the two that you eliminate? I don't know. I need to know more about that because there's two figures here that get eliminated in two different ways. And then you have literally two court cards. Tell me about this King of Cups. Tell me about this King of Cups. The Page of Wands and the Judgment card. Okay. The King of Cups is off to something new here, having a new beginning. The Queen of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. Whoa, the Queen of Pentacles carries a lot of burdens. A lot of burdens. Who is the figure in the forefront? Who is this character? The figure in the forefront with the Five of Swords. I'm going to get to the burdens in a minute. The Ace of Cups. Oh, okay. These two figures represent these two people, and this figure in the forefront represents a new beginning of some level here. Whatever it takes. Now, I don't know which one you are here. If you're you might be, yeah, because the Eight of Swords over here in September. So that's the one kind of tied up and held in place. So you're, okay, and that makes sense because it's almost like you're over here in October with something that feels like, A, I don't know if you want to be there, and B, you're not really sure how to get out of it. But I feel like you, the King of Cups, you get some sort of message about a new beginning, the Page of Wands and Judgment. Like it's almost like what you're waiting for comes through. Now, this Queen of Pentacles, I really don't know who this is in your storyline. And maybe it's someone you're yet to meet. Or, I don't know, somebody I don't know. Maybe it's someone you're moving beyond them. This person carries a lot of burden. With the Ten of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, it literally is like this person could be looking after a kid. This person feels an awful lot like that. And so they're kind of limited to just dreaming about the possibilities for themselves. I don't know. Maybe that's a part of you. Maybe this is showing up as your masculine and feminine sides within you, or the elements of your life even. Like this could be like your personal life at home maybe, and then this could be like your work life. Because the King of Cups too is a lot of emotion in something. And then the Queen of Pentacles could be very nurturing but practical. That's a very curious November you have. So if these are two elements of yourself, you do get a new beginning. It is very hopeful. So there is possibly a message that comes in for you that you're hoping to get. But I don't know, there's another part of your life here where you carry a lot. You do carry a lot. December. No, hiccups. Meditate and contemplate in December. The Nine of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. Oh, okay. Well, I really kind of see with, well, be careful on the booze. So I'm going to say that. Actually, yeah, be careful on the booze. Well, that's a thing too, right? With Pisces energy, the 12th house. That is about, it can be about, like hallucinogenic things and drugs and alcohol. And the 12th house does talk about that. Because you see the Nine of Pentacles here with a glass of wine with herself. And then over here, the Three of Cups, they're all holding up goblets. So just be careful with that. Like, I don't know, this is really curious because going from the Nine of Pentacles to the Three of Cups, you might be going, you might be thinking a lot about kind of like your situation in life or where things are, but you are sitting there fairly comfortably. You're sitting there fairly comfortably and contemplatively, which is good because you meditate and contemplate. But the Three of Cups, it's a really curious message, but I'm going to say it for whoever might need it, is that it's like, because I just see her like nursing that one glass of wine, nursing the one glass of wine. And then you go out with a group of people and you just kind of like fall into maybe an old pattern of hanging out with friends. And you're not accustomed to having three glasses of wine. If that's what that is. It's funny how December's coming through. Like there's a resonance of possibly, you know, like people celebrate a lot of different holidays and themes in December. So, and I think too, there could even be like office parties that happened this year that weren't happening in previous years. So coast, I want to say like coast for yourself and make sure you continue to take the time to meditate and contemplate because this grounds you. Even if you go out and you do things with friends, you should like kind of spend the next day or two kind of like regrounding yourself and refocusing your energy. The first chakra. Look at that. The Ten of Swords. Definitely burning off old karma. Justice. There you are. The World Cup. Maybe there is a World Cup play. I don't know when that goes. The World card and the Four of Cups. Well, something definitely gets finalized here. You end something. Something gets ended. These two cats. So I don't know if there's a fight or an argument. Maybe that goes back to, I don't know. I don't know if any of these are related. Like what I'm seeing here, these could be completely separate areas of your life, and maybe not. But something, the Ten of Swords, you know, with justice and in the world, it feels like this is not only a promise, like this is like you will never go through this again. It is, the key has locked that up and the key's been tossed into the ocean. Like that is a final. But yet with the Four of Cups, yeah. I don't know that you feel the best about the fact that that ended. It kind of has the feeling of like the Five of Cups, like, well, that's over. You know? The Hierophant. Wow, there's the Eight of Cups and the Tower. You're walking away from something here and people are surprised. You are, if you are not emotionally invested in this anymore, and you have broken down the Tower. What is the Hierophant for you? What is the Hierophant? The Lovers. It could be a relationship. It could be a relationship. Like you are gone. You are gone. And what this relationship is with, I don't know. I mean, it could have something to do with work. It could have something to do with your personal life. But you're pretty much done with that. Oh, the Ten of Cups and the Two of Cups. Oh, but look what's at the bottom. You have the Ten of Cups and the Two of Cups. So, I mean, what you really want here is like the best of the best in terms of emotional fulfillment, emotional reciprocity, feeling balanced and in line with those around you and creating really beautiful things. Now, you see, what's curious, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles, it's pentacles. It is a physical state, but it's not necessarily an emotional state. And this knight is not going in the direction of the Ten of Pentacles. This knight is going sort of more in the direction of finding my heart's desire. Wow, you have an interesting few months coming up. You really do. So, Libra, I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to look to see what the main theme or energy is of 2023 for you. Thank you so much, Libra. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.